So it's really weird for me to like be here talking about a book that is finally like a real book. And even though it's like the fourth book in the series, I kind of think of it as like the fifth. Like we've got the novella collection, which is like book 0 in my mind. And it's always weird to like go from like words and like scenes in my head that I'm like super amped to write to like this moment when you guys get to read the book. Like, there's so many scenes that like when I was writing them, I just, no spoilers, I promise. I was like, holy shit, this is happening, I get to write it. And like, I don't seeing like your reaction like online, like where you have the same like, holy shit, this is happening. It's just like, it's so cool, and I get to like finally like talk to you guys about this book. And like I've been working on this series since I was 16 years old, so just the fact that I get to like go on tour like all over the world, like that's so surreal and crazy to me. So every book just kind of feels like a dream come true, and the fact that I get to be a full-time published author, like that was the only thing like I ever wanted to do when I was growing up. I have no other skills at all. No, like you laugh, but I have no skills and no hobbies. I was once talking to a group of high school students, and one of the girls was like, so like what kind of like things do you do in your spare time? And because I have no skills and no hobbies, I told her that my passion was jigsaw puzzles. That her entire class was just and then I like tried to like dig myself out of like the grave I had plunged into by basically being like, well, I'm not like obsessed with puzzles, but the sad truth is that I kind of am. I'm like one step away from like being the kind of person that like frames her puzzles and puts them on the wall. So in my personal life, I've obviously already told you I do puzzles. I don't shower. Wear my fan t-shirts and I never leave my house. So like putting on like this face and like normal clothes is that's also pretty surreal for me. It's like, oh, I am a human being. I don't live in a cave in the misty mountains. Next question. Make it a little fun.
Okay, so you mentioned that you started Throne of Glass when you were 16. So how far did Throne of Glass, the published book, come from the original version?
Because that was really far. I wrote fanfic before I ever. I wrote like weird fanfic. Some of you like might know this, but like Harry Potter Sailor Moon crossover fanfic. Yeah. So that was a part of my life for like my early high school years, and then when I got the idea for Throne of Glass, it was kind of the first original fantasy story I'd ever come up with. And what I wrote at age 16, never having written a novel before, was awful.